Coming up, University Union announces the Mayfest lineup. Find out who's coming and how students are reacting to this year's acts.
Rolling Stone magazine apologizes for the UVA rape story, but the frat involved won't lay it to rest. Find out what steps they're taking to clear their name.
And Israel steps up to change the nuclear deal with Iran. Find out what Netanyahu wants the world powers to do. Citrus TV News starts right now.
15 years, Iran will have to reduce its number of centrifuges.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News. I'm Rachel Wolsky.
And I'm Monika Hammer, filling in for Alex Resnick.
College stress takes the spotlight, and that's our top story for tonight. A recent survey of college students proves stress can compromise mental health.
Surveys conducted by American Freshman National Norms show that highly stressful college environments can cause depression, which can lead to suicide. According to the Associated Press, 1 in 4 students experiences daily stress and 1 in 10 have suicidal thoughts.
Associated Press surveys show that daily stresses arise from classwork and economic challenges. Citrus TV reporter Kyra Izzato has more on what really stresses students out.
April is Stress Awareness Month, and it seems like most of the Syracuse University students in Byrd Library are stressing over the same thing.
Finals definitely stress me out.
School, in general. Well, it's finals week.
School.
And that's not the only thing that has these students worried.
I'm looking for internships and jobs and probably the weather sometimes.
For students who are feeling overly stressed, the Syracuse University Counseling Center may be able to help. Does what stresses you out have to do with your age group?
I think every generation has their own stress.
And how does that affect how you handle anxiety?
People just party more when they're stressed.
I think that there's, multiple ways that people deal with it, and I wouldn't necessarily say that our generation as a whole deals with it in a negative way.
Kyra Izzato, Citrus TV News.
Kyra Izzato is in studio with what you can do to reduce stress.
Today I talked to students and some of them said that they meditate or exercise. Some listen to music or talk to friends to reduce their stress. What do you guys do to reduce stress?
I don't know about you, but I watch a whole lot of Netflix when I am stressed out. So.
Oh yeah, definitely me too. Netflix and ice cream are the way to go.
All right, thanks so much for joining us in studio, Kyra.
Thanks, Erin.
Syracuse offers a fun way for its students to relax. During the annual Mayfest celebration, University Union announced the music festival's lineup last night. This year's acts include the Knox, Skizzy Mars, Verite, and A.O. Alex. The lineup covers electronic, rap, and pop fans. But, as always, students have mixed feelings about this year's acts.
I do not know anybody at Mayfest.
And I am not excited for Mayfest because I think 50 Cent is old.
Students with valid SU IDs can enter for free. Mayfest begins at 1 p.m. on April 24th. 50 Cent will play in the Carrier Dome for a block party later that night. And students were drawn to Castle Court last Thursday as the weather warmed up. However, it's still unclear whether or not the party hotspot can let loose. Campus Hill management banned gatherings in the parking lot last August, but police didn't shut down the court last week. A police car sat across the street for some time before leaving. Many students say they hope Castle Court parties will start up again.
New public service announcements might remind students to think twice before having sex. The videos for Got Consent, a student campaign against sexual violence. The campus health department partnered with Hill Communications to bring the campaign back to life. The PSAs will be posted on the campaign's Facebook page. Jpmorgan Chase is closing its technology center on campus. The center in Lyman Hall will officially shut down June 30th. The close will eliminate 91 jobs, including student internships. The bank partnered with SU in 2007 to help students interested in careers in technology. The company says it is not ending its relationship with the university. Rather, it wants to centralize its cyber-related functions. Greek life is showing its spirit this week. Today, students are taking pictures with their Greek Week teams as part of a social media campaign, counting down the days till Greek Week officially begins next week. Tomorrow, they'll take pictures with the FASA staff. Wednesday, it is SU Apparel Day to show Orange Pride. On Thursday, they'll post a picture of their favorite Nickelodeon characters using the hashtag TBT. And the Spirit Week finishes Friday with Greek life wearing their letters. For more campus updates, be sure to follow Citrus TV News on Twitter. You can also like us on Facebook.
Police are still on the lookout for the shooter who attacked a man yesterday. Police responded to a call around 4:30 a.m. at the 1200 block of West Onondaga Street. They found a 25-year-old man lying on the street with gunshot wounds in his upper leg. He is expected to survive. So far, no suspects have been identified. And police used a powerful antidote saved a Camillus man from an overdose. Police used naloxone after the man was found unconscious after overdosing on heroin. Emergency responders tried CPR on the 23-year-old with no success. But the man regained consciousness after a police sergeant administered the antidote. Every police officer in Camillus carries an antidote kit. As for the man, he's in recovery at Upstate Medical.
New kiosks will help people on welfare file paperwork quickly. What used to take hours will only take several minutes. The machines scan the documents and send them to the correct departments. Onondaga County spent $126,000 on the 10 new machines. The money comes from taxpayers' pockets. The kiosks are located at the Syracuse Civic Center on the 2nd floor. And the Syracuse Zoo is preparing for 2 new babies. Elephants Malia and Karina are both pregnant and are expected to give birth by August. This means Syracuse will care for 3 generations of elephants at the same time, a first for the zoo. To accommodate the growing families, benefactors are raising $900,000 for a new elephant pool. The new pool will resemble the wild and have new safety features.
Setting a world record goes haywire in California. We'll tell you how an Easter egg hunt turned violent.
And Rolling Stone magazine issues an official apology for the UVA rape story, but the fraternity is fighting back. Find out what they're doing next.
Hughes campus warmed up today after a chilly weekend and some snow showers on Easter Sunday. Now today it got all the way up to 60 degrees, although with some of this cloud cover, it's starting to feel a little bit cooler than that. For what to expect throughout the rest of the week and how much rain will we be seeing this week, stay tuned for Citrus TV News Live at 6, and I'll have my full weather forecast in a couple of minutes.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
First day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face! In your face!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to Citrus TV Live at 6. Taking a look at today's current temperatures, it's 59 degrees and some of that cloud cover has already started to set in. Winds are coming in from the north at 8 miles an hour and the humidity's gone down, although we might see that pick up as we're expecting more rain showers. Now compared to some of the Mondays of the past, it was 82 degrees back in 1921. We're steadily climbing up to that average high of 53 degrees and we actually got above that today, and we saw our average low of 33 earlier this morning. Now compared to areas across the northeast, Buffalo's a little bit cooler. Of course, some of the areas towards the south are always a little bit warmer than we are, and some of the areas up to the north that are getting some more snow showers today are feeling a little bit cooler than we are right now. You can see that up in Canada above the Saranac Lake area and some precipitation over the Buffalo area, although nothing around Syracuse right now. As we take a wider look, this stationary front is bringing a little bit of rain with it, and we might see that in the next couple of days. And of course, that snow up in Canada still hitting them pretty hard. Tonight, we're going to see a low of 38 degrees and a 50% chance of rain. It will stay cloudy throughout the night. Some of those winds will calm down a little bit more than they are right now, down to 5 miles an hour. And tomorrow, we're going to see that rain continue with a high of 53 degrees, a 40% chance of rain. Winds are going to be up to 10 miles an hour, anywhere from 5 to 10. Now throughout the week we are expecting rain pretty much every day. There's going to be a 100% chance on Thursday. We are getting up to the mid 40s, 50s, and even 60 degrees on Thursday, although that's going to be our best chance and worst chance for rain. Saturday it's going to cool down a little bit more, although hopefully we'll just see some cloud cover as opposed to actual showers.
All right, Caroline, do you think that we could be seeing any more snow after this beautiful day we had today?
Hopefully not. We're seeing those temperatures stay above 30 degrees throughout the entire week, so hopefully it'll stay as rain showers and not snow showers.
Yeah, I know we are seeing a lot of rain this week, but these temperatures, they are pretty warm. They're in the high 40s, mid 50s. Do we think these temperatures are going to stay pretty solid for the rest of the semester, or are we looking at maybe dip down back into a couple of those 30-degree days?
We might see a couple of them. You can't always say for sure, although we do have some warmer temperatures sticking around, and some of those days it'll be late afternoon showers as opposed to just raining throughout the day. So there's still hope that we'll get a few bursts of sun during that time.
And so what should we be wearing for the rest of the week? Are we looking to finally put those winter jackets away?
For now, yes, maybe grab a light jacket, a light rain jacket. Even that 60-degree day, we're going to get most of the rain that time. Definitely grab an umbrella when you head out.
All right, thanks so much for joining us in studio, Caroline.
New developments on the Rolling Stone article about gang rape. The UVA fraternity accused of raping a student, according to the article, is suing the magazine. Phi Kappa Psi made the announcement this morning, and this follows Rolling Stone's apology earlier today. The writer admits that she did not properly fact-check and promises not to make the same mistake. The magazine retracted the article last November for false statements and accusations. Columbia University's journalism school reviewed the case, calling Rolling Stone's journalism reckless.
Lawyers presented their closing arguments today in the Boston Marathon trial. Joe Karzarnayev is on trial for the involvement of the 2013 bombing. The bombing killed 3 people and injured hundreds more. During closing arguments, the federal prosecutor called Karzarnayev a cold-blooded terrorist. No one thinks the 22-year-old is completely innocent, but the defense argues that Tsarnaev's older brother convinced him into trouble. This can be the difference between prison time and death and the death penalty. Tsarnaev faces 30 counts, including the death row. Jury deliberations are soon to follow. They will evaluate each trial separately.
An Easter egg hunt turned violent in Sacramento, California. A nonprofit organization called Blue Heart International set up the hunt designed for the record books with more eggs than any other egg hunt in the world. Parents at the event said people were trampling each other, kids were crying, and parents were pushing and cursing at the children in order to get prizes.
Anytime you can have kids smile so hard that it hurts, you're having a good time and putting on a good event.
Israel takes the lead today. The country is still unhappy with the nuclear deal with Iran. Today, Prime Minister Netanyahu listed out his requirements for world powers to include in the final draft. World leaders agreed to a 3-month extension last week to fine-tune the deal. June 30th is the deadline for the improved plan. As the plan stands now, sanctions against Iran will be lifted if Iran cuts its centrifuge stock and creates a research center at Fordo.
I think there's a third alternative, and that is standing firm, ratcheting up the pressure until you get a better deal. And a better deal would roll back Iran's vast nuclear infrastructure and require Iran to stop its aggression in the region, its terror worldwide, and its calls and actions to annihilate the state of Israel. That's a better deal.
Kenyan officials have released the names of 4 gunmen involved in last Thursday's attack. One of the gunmen is the son of a government official. All 4 shooters have been killed, but the country still mourns 148 lives lost at Garissa University. The Al-Shabaab terrorist group is being held responsible. More than 600 students who survived the attacks have been reunited with their families. Beyonce fans rejoice as the Queen Bee drops a new song. A look at the inspiration behind this new tune.
A new generation of Apple products comes out this week. We'll tell you when the Apple Watch pre-order begins and where you can try one on.
The people leaving their hands off of me. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Celebration for Microsoft this week. The software turns 40 this year. In a letter to Microsoft employees, Bill Gates says he and Paul Allen began the company with one goal: to put a computer on every desk in every home. Gates also praised current CEO Satya Nadella, saying many innovative products are on their way. And Apple fans are gearing up for the Apple Watch. Apple begins taking pre-orders this Friday. The Apple Watch goes on sale at midnight Pacific time. That's 3 a.m. here on the East Coast. You can't take the watch home until April 24th, but you can try one on in the stores on Friday.
A surprise no one saw coming. Beyoncé pulls another fast one on her fans. No, it's not a new album this time. The pop star dropped a new song. It's called Die With You, and it's a love song dedicated to her husband, Jay-Z. The two lovebirds celebrated their 7th anniversary on Saturday. And James Bond won't be needing a crutch on his next adventure. 007 star Daniel Craig took a break from filming over the weekend. Craig flew to New York for a knee surgery after injuring himself while shooting the next Bond movie. He will join the crew back on set later this month.
And coming up on sports, Syracuse makes plans to pick a new athletic director while the Yankees struggle on opening day. Stay tuned.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. Since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
By the time Scott Schaefer's squad takes the field in December, Syracuse University will have a new athletic director. The university announced today that it has established a 9-person search committee that will present 2 candidates for the AD job to Chancellor Kent Severud, and that it expects to hire someone by the beginning of next school year. Steve Ballantyne, a university trustee, will head the search, while Sam Rogers, last year's long snapper on the football team, will be the only student athlete on the committee. And it's opening day for Major League Baseball, and in New York, Yankee fans got excited to celebrate another year of victory. Their first without Derek Jeter since 1995, and their first without Alex Rodriguez since 2013. But that anticipation lasted until the top of the 3rd inning. And where did it go wrong? Well, it went wrong with Masahiro Tanaka. But we'll take you to the bottom of the 1st when Brett Gardner gets contact deep right. Looks like he'll get an extra base hit, but Jose Bautista makes a nice grab. It's 0-0. Now we'll go to the top of the 3rd with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Russell Martin sends both of them in. Tanaka, showing signs of Daisuke Matsuzaka today, gave up 5 runs in 4 innings pitched. Here, a home run to Edwin Encarnacion would make it 5-0 in the 3rd inning, and it all went wrong for New York, except for this moment. Alex Rodriguez steps up to the plate and gets a base hit to center field. He sat out all of last year due to his suspension, but finally makes contact, and maybe the future is bright for him. Either way, the Blue Jays won 6-1. Meanwhile, the Mets and Nationals are currently in action in Washington, D.C., with the Mets up 3-1 in the 8th inning. Mets opening day starter Bartolo Colon, just checking what year it is, threw 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. But Mets fans, do not get too hopeful. It's one game. We all know how the season is going to end. And while baseball begins today, college basketball ends tonight. In about 3 hours, Duke will take on Wisconsin in a matchup only my girlfriend could have predicted. Duke crushed Michigan State to make it to the championship game, while Wisconsin, led by Naismith Award winner Frank Kaminsky, took down previously undefeated Kentucky. While the winner will be crowned tonight, America has already won. Neither John Calipari nor Rick Pitino will be raising a trophy tonight, and that just brings a tear of happiness to my eye. But what have brought tears to Scott Schaefer's eyes? The almost empty stands at Syracuse's spring game. The team scrimmaged on Saturday afternoon and continued its tradition of not wearing orange. With the blue squad taking on the white team, the orange may have entered into another rebuilding period. But as Syracuse disappointed with a 3-win season in 2014, quarterback Terrell Hunt says his offseason was relatively productive.
I'm starting. We don't think about that. I'm just worried about, how the team's going to do and everything else. But in my mind, I'm the starter.
Besides energy, what do you want to work on in the next few weeks when you look back at the tape of this game?
I want to work on, really just the little things, that people don't really pay attention to, like the depth of a receiver, getting to the right landmark, or me placing the ball on the outside rather than an inch to the inside. O-line just making sure they're all stepping with the right foot, just little things like that people usually forget about.
You were talking about the hybrid players in the offense a bunch. You were talking Phillips over the middle a ton today. Do you think that's going to be a particular weapon in the offense this season?
Yeah, most definitely. Irv he's a mismatch a lot. He was playing running back, now he's hybrid, and then we could put him at running back. So I just love that he's out there because I just give him the ball and watch him run. Sometimes I find myself just like, oh man, you're still playing football here. You're not a fan, but.
And guys, one of the rough things about Syracuse's team last year was that they tried to get an option offense out there, but they didn't have a running back. This year they have an explosive running back who, if he can get through the hole, he can just carry the team. And I think Terrell Hunt, his production will increase just because of that. Hopefully he'll be able to hit his targets too and his wide receivers. But hopefully the Syracuse offense will be, this year, what we expected it to be last year.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty bummed. I'm a senior now, so this season kind of disappointed me as I'm heading out, but hopefully all the best for next year. But going back to baseball, I know you're a Red Sox fan. I'm a big Phillies fan. You guys kind of gave us a brutal beating during today's game. What kind of happened there? I know Cole Hamels was pitching. What was going on?
Very exciting game for Red Sox fans. We were very worried about giving up John Lester and John Lackey last season, but we exchanged defense for offense, and that paid off today. Dustin Pedroia hit 2 home runs today. Hanley Ramirez hit 1 home run and then hit a grand slam later. Just a total offensive showing from the Red Sox today. Very excited for what's coming up for them.
Yeah, I know. I'm not too excited for the Phillies, but good luck for your Red Sox. But I know, are there any teams to look out for in this baseball season? I know I'm happy the Mets probably aren't going to look so good. It's always good to hear for a Phillies fan to hear, but anybody you're looking out for?
Obviously, San Francisco is going to be back again. The Cardinals, well, I mean, they're there every year, you know, and it'll be some random AL East team, maybe not the Red Sox, but, you know, we'll see what happens with the Orioles. They've been picking it up recently as well. It's good to see. You know, that's a really strong division. So, you know, with this sport in particular, it could be any team any year. I mean, take a look at the Royals last year. They came out of nowhere. You know, this year they might not even make the playoffs again. We never know.
Yeah, baseball's always like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then so what about that NCAA tournament game tonight? Who's going to win, Wisconsin or Duke? What do you think?
It's on paper, you know, Duke was the better team, but on paper, Kentucky was the better team as well. You have the best player on the floor, Frank Kaminsky, on the other side, and he's going against possibly the number one pick, Jahlil Okafor. Whoever wins that matchup will probably win the championship, and I think it's hard to bet against Wisconsin in this one. I think Wisconsin has a huge home presence as well. I mean, Indianapolis, if you know, it just looks like Wisconsin's going to pull it out.
All right, we're going to have to see tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, and nothing ruins a day more than stepping in something soft and brown.
Find out what homeowners in Seattle do to keep dog owners in check.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
All right, Caroline Strange is back with us here in studio. Caroline, so we've got Mayfest coming up in a few weeks. I know it's been snowy a few years, it's been sunny a few years since I've been here. What do we think we're gonna get for this year?
Well, if the trend right now for the upcoming week continues, we might see some rain, but also probably some intermittent sunshine that day, and probably some clouds, but hopefully it'll be pretty nice outside by then.
And tomorrow morning when we wake up, what should we wear when we head out? What it'll look like outside?
Definitely grab a jacket. It's going to be down in the 30s or low 40s by the time you wake up, and maybe have an umbrella if you're going to be out all day, although it shouldn't start raining until about the middle of the afternoon.
All right, thanks so much for joining us.
Dog owners in Seattle are paying the price for not picking up after their dogs. People are sick and tired of waste left on the street. So neighborhood watchdogs are using a DNA test to identify the culprits. Dog owners are made to pay a one-time fee once their dog has been tested. Anytime dog's waste is found on private property, the owner must pay a fine. One resident has been fined 5 times just this week, a hefty bill of $500. And that's all we have from us today in Citrus TV studios. Tune in tomorrow at 6 for another episode of SA Today. Once again, I'm Rachel Wolsky. And I'm Monika Hammer. Have a good night, Syracuse.